Hey, so welcome back. I am in the midst of packing for a women's festival that's like a few hours away from the city I live in Toronto, Canada. Yes. And I bought this backpack that I'm going to be using on my journey as well for when I'm going to be traveling around the world for a little bit, which I'm very excited about because that's going to be a very test of my own faith and learning about myself in different ways. So I finally bought the 55-liter Fairview backpack by Osprey, the company Osprey. So you get like a 15-liter daylight bag and then a big huge 40-liter, which is what I'm dealing with right now, trying to pack it up literally just for a weekend festival, and I'm already struggling. So I am very excited that I have this beautiful bag that I've been like watching so many videos on, looking at everybody's like reviews, and here I am trying to pack it all. And this is only for like a weekend, by the way, a weekend. Very humbling. And then of course I have the 15 one right here. So I am super glad that I did take the plunge and say, you know what? I'm going to buy it now because I'm going to be leaving at the end of August. And buying it now is really eye-opening of what I can actually do with this bag. It's eye-opening to see what can I pack in here. Because I think in my mind, I was like, yeah, I can pack all of this, all of that. And now I'm realizing, you know what? I might even have to downsize even more than what I imagined. And this is a big step. Buying this bag is like one of those steps and reaffirming of what I'm doing. And it's very beautiful, and I'm very excited for the life I'm about to embark on. And I feel like doing this festival even just this weekend and packing for it and getting used to some of the things I've already started buying and accumulating for this big trip, where I'm like, okay, I might have to save space by doing this, right? Might have to save space by doing that. This is opening up my eyes. Just getting ready for this weekend is really opening my eyes of what I can pack, and getting comfortable as well with the backpack and how it feels on my body, like ahead of time before my big trip in August, like end of August. It's real. And that's what it feels like right now as I'm packing. I'm like, in a few months, I'm going to be doing this exact same thing that I'm doing now, trying to fit everything into my bag. And hopefully it's not too heavy. I'm going to be doing that soon. And that is very like, wow. Very wow. So let's see what happens. I'm very excited for this festival. Still in the middle of packing. I don't know what to like unpack. I'm also having to bring like blankets and like towels and things like that because it's like full on camping, with tents and everything. So let's see how that goes. So here's this like cute little, like not even like a farmer's market. It was some little cute barn that they had like on the side of the road as we were heading up to the festival, and we literally caught them just before they closed, and they're so sweet. So we took a little look, and just to give us some time to like, you know, get some little snacks, more little snacks before we arrived at the beautiful campsite. And when we got there, we first fell in love with this building here. It's called like Mother's Nest, and they had all of this beautiful setups and colors. And here's where they had like the parking on the outside too. So we came in here, and this was the first site that we saw, and it really set the tone for all the other intentions physically that we saw that the host created. You know, afterwards, when we came outside from looking at the Mother's Nest, the person that I was with for this festival, when I was assisting them, they said like, come look at the ancestors' altar. When I came, and I was just amazed. Like, I was amazed at all the intention that I was able to physically see here. Like, you can tell, like here you can definitely tell every detail had so much love, had so much intent in making those decisions. And they even had like twine on the branches for people to put like notes like with their ancestor's name and like a little message for like guide me or whatever people wanted. And like having that sacred space where you can tune into your own ancestors and your lineage. I just was lost for words. Like I was ready to just go into like deep meditation, like after just observing the beauty of like this ancestor sanctuary.
I'm in this space now, the ancestor altar they call it here at a festival mass called the Sacred Village. And just looking out and being here reminds me how beautiful when we put intent to everything that we do. Having intent and leading in love. I've been so encapsulated by love of the people here and even building deeper bonds that it just makes me want to take a breath and live more in this kind of space. Like take what I'm feeling here and bring that to my everyday and not let that go.
I don't even think this needs an introduction, but this is the earth altar, which was my favorite altar out of all the other elements they had.
So I'm just at the village still, and I'm feeling quite burnt out right now. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, and tonight's gonna be the last night. And they have a static dance and some really cool evening workshops, but I am feeling so tired. Energetically, I'm feeling tired. Like my body is not tired, like I can move around, but I can start feeling my head and my spirit get down, and that's how I know like it's time to like ground myself like I need to stay in this tent. Like right now, as everybody else is getting ready to do some cool stuff, like I'm sticking myself in this tent. I'm even debating putting on like my headphones or something. Like literally just because, and yeah. Talking to a lot of people who are living really interesting lives and who have done very interesting things, and even just talking to them is very inspiring. It makes me want to go and reflect on how I want to live my life. And it's nice when you get to see other people living the life that you desire and want for yourself. It does make it easier to, like, when you are on your own to do the shift. I like so much feelings are coming up about my travel, but I'm getting like really self-conscious out of nowhere for some reason. Even though I'm surrounded by amazing, beautiful, phenomenal women, like for some reason, I don't know if what I've done in my mind, but I've allowed certain conditioning to come in where I feel less than. Like I feel like an outsider for some reason, even though this is a very safe space and very beautiful space, very loving space I can see, but for some reason I do feel like an outsider. And I think I'm starting to feel drained because of my thoughts, my mentality. I really don't know why I feel like that. And now I'm in this tent trying to grab myself and just come back to normal. Like normal and feeling steady at least. And I've had so many beautiful conversations with so many amazing like women and hearing their stories, and my heart just grows and expands. as I'm listening to their stories. And we had this one workshop about like activating your psychic abilities, and we played a game of like, it's like a hand game. I'm forgetting what it's called at the moment, but we were playing this game and she said, keep going into it. I think it's Miss Mary Mac. Yeah, Miss Mary Mac. Like Miss Mary Mac, all dressed in black. That one. So we do that with a partner. Like you keep going in it. And basically to teach you how to get when you're in that meditative state, like where to find it in your body. And to get into that flow state where you're not even thinking of the next thing to do is. So we talked about that, we did that, and then with your partner, after you did that and you get into that meditative state, you open your eyes and you look them in their left eye, because she said looking in their left eye is that intuitive feminine side. So look into that left eye and just stare. And the partner I had, they're so sweet. They're like, okay, ask if you want permission. Like, do you give your permission? I give you my permission, basically, to see in that subconscious before we even did the eye thing. So we did that. And you're supposed to, as you're looking in their eye, holding that intention that you previously had, start to ask questions like a child and see what comes up. And I started getting like really, as I was asking about their father, for instance, I started getting like really heavy feelings and hearing weird sounds, for instance. And then I started asking about their siblings and I wasn't getting anything. And fast forward, when we were to reveal to each other like what everything was, I said like I felt something with your father, like I heard like a sound and like door slamming and her yelling, and like I don't understand what that is. And then she was like, yeah, that's so and so, and she explained the story. And then she even brought up to me like, I see like a grandmother, like, and I saw it like on the one side, and I was like, oh my gosh, like that made me feel really good, because just earlier today when she mentioned my grandmother, there's an ancestor tree here and I wrote down my great grandmother's name on it. And to know that that's something that she saw, which is so random, like that's so beautiful. It made me, I cried when I explained it to her what I saw, and I cried when she told me about my grandmother, and we hugged, and that was very intense. And I feel like after that I came back up to like finish volunteering at one of like the wellness booths here, and I still felt very tired. And I should have noticed, like at that time I should have took a nap, but I kept pushing and thinking that I could. And now I'm at this space where I'm like, I'm tired. I am ready for bed now. But I just wanted to document just part of this while it's like fresh in my mind and share, because and I think maybe a part of me why I feel like an outsider uncomfortable, because I think there's just some aspects of myself that are still becoming free, and I'm trying to still accept for myself. And it's hard for me to fit in a space where a lot of women are really like, sorry, I think I felt like a bug. Oh, are like really loving themselves, and that's hard. That is hard. Very hard. Step by step.
So I am back home the day after I came back yesterday. I came back late, around like 8 p.m. And I finally got a lot of great rest and put some of my stuff away. Yesterday I decided I'm not going to unpack because it's just a lot. So now I'm finally feeling a little bit more grounded. Took a great nap. Like I said, got some good rest, and now time to reflect on this whole weekend. And I was feeling really down one of the days, and I think now I'm just realizing that like not everything is for everybody, and that's okay. And sometimes you can be in certain spaces, you know, even if it's so-called spiritual or anything like that, and just because you don't resonate with it or it doesn't just feel good, it doesn't mean that it's wrong or bad. It simply means it's just not your medicine. And I realized like where I went to, it was so beautiful. I saw the intent and everything. And there were some great moments, but I realized it just wasn't my medicine. I wasn't like resonating so deeply with it, and that's okay. I told myself that is definitely okay. Yeah, and now I'm just, I feel like I have a stronger base and understanding of what I want to do, because I did have a few really great, meaningful conversations. And it's the month of June and everything's happening really fast, where the day of my departure, going out to Costa Rica is like August 30th, and now it's like a couple days into June, and everything is moving very fast and it's very nerve-wracking. A lot of like big, huge unknowns, and yeah, big things are happening. And I think what I learned from this trip in total, is how I want to create community and build healthy spaces and interact more with people to make them feel more safe and seen. And now it's like, how can I do that? How can I do that for myself? And how can I do that for others? Especially as I'm getting ready, geared up to go and travel to a foreign country. Like, how am I going to show up for others there? How am I going to show up for myself? And how am I going to learn the culture and the people there? So yeah. And it was a great realization about what stuff I need to bring with me. And I chatted to so many people who've been to Costa Rica, so many other people who've traveled around different countries, and hearing their stories was also really great. And it answered a lot of questions. My prayers were definitely answered as I went out there. And there's still a lot of stuff I'm still processing for myself. But yeah, not everything is your medicine. Not everything is your medicine. And that is okay. That is so okay. Yeah. I'm very excited for these upcoming chapters in my life. And I feel like everything that I'm doing and going through now is just preparing me and getting me ready for that transitional period in my life. Right? It is very scary thinking about it. It's coming so soon. So soon. And there's still so much stuff that I don't know. So much stuff that I don't know. Yeah. Life is good.